Good morning and welcome to this week's Head Teachers broadcast. It's Monday the 15th of November. So last Thursday was the 11th of November, and at just before 11 o'clock the school paid tribute to all of those that had fallen for us in the world wars and who continue to suffer the effects on families of soldiers who fight for our freedom. So we were treated by our pipe band to a performance, and then thankfully to our former CLD worker Wendy Jones, who played the last post. Gemma Bruce, our head girl, also read a poem for us, and then we observed a minute's silence. So that demonstrated that Banff Academy really did take very seriously the whole purpose of remembering on the 11th of November. However, then, very unfortunately, just not even 2 hours after that, one or two of our young people felt that one of the ways to celebrate those freedoms was to take part in some, what I would describe as idiotic behaviour of arranging fights and carrying through with those fights to the point where a number of young people found that entertaining and also chose to video some of that on their phones. I did write to parents on Friday to explain how disappointed I was with that, and also how that kind of behaviour at Banff Academy really will not be tolerated, and those youngsters that are involved in such activity will of course face the most extreme consequences that are available to me. So it was really one point on Thursday, a remarkable, overwhelming, collective remembrance event that we had in school that was then damaged by the actions of a very small number of youngsters. And I am very confident that given the work that we've done since Thursday, that those kinds of things won't happen again. And I would like to reassure that all of our pupils are safe at Banff Academy. So that was a real disappointment on Thursday, and I'm sure we can move on from that and we'll learn those lessons. But I would just like to reiterate that any youngster that's involved in planning or plotting any kind of violent activity at Banff Academy, then there will be extreme consequences for that. Okay, so moving on to much more brighter things. The squad challenge for this last week was to come up with ways in which we can mitigate climate change, just to sort of also reflect what's been happening in Glasgow over the last couple of weeks. So there were a number of entries, and I was really impressed with the collective effort of Squad Hawking, who put together an amazing poster, and also Squad Burns, who put together a really interesting digital presentation. But the winner of this week's Squad Challenge, with a number of different PowerPoint presentations, which we'll share with you online, was a really magnificent effort, and well done to Squad Luke Skywalker. So well done to them, and they'll get their chocolate next week. Now, given the events of last week and how disappointed I was with that, then I think next week's Squad Challenge should be a repeat of one that we did at the start of lockdown. And that was, I want you to think about random acts of kindness. So it might be making a cup of tea for somebody, it might be writing an old-fashioned letter to somebody, or just saying thank you, and creating that reputation that Banff Academy is so proud of about being a caring school. So I want you to think about random acts of kindness that you've got, log them, send them to me, and we'll decide next week which squad has carried out the most significant random acts of kindness in the week beginning today. So good luck with that. We also want to mention that we still have our Collaborative Connections website for those older youngsters who are perhaps looking for employment. And I'm delighted to read out this list of companies that currently have vacancies, either for jobs, part-time jobs, or apprenticeships at the moment. So thanks to our partners at Invercarry Dairy, Fife Arms, the John Clark Motor Group, Brodie Country Fair, RAF Lossiemouth, NFU Mutual at Thainston, Gordon MacPhail Whisky, Ashgrove Motor Body Company, Motive Offshore, Andy MacDonald, and AG Engineering. If you want to find out any more about those opportunities, please do log on to our Collaborative Connections website and you'll see more details about them there. This Thursday and Friday is an in-service day, so pupils will not be coming to school on Thursday and Friday this week as teachers are busy working at improving their professionalism, and so it's just a short week for our young people this week. Finally, I'd just like to say that on Wednesday we see the departure of one of our teachers from Banff Academy. Mr. Harris is going to be leaving us to go to work in another school. Mr Harris has been an essential part of the humanities faculty for some time now, but most importantly, Mr Harris was instrumental during lockdown 1 in making sure that the school was all digitally connected and single-handedly manned the helpline and supported many families, pupils and staff during the first lockdown to make sure that we were able to get through that very difficult period. His squad, I'm sure, will very much miss him. He's been an excellent squad leader, he is an excellent teacher, and we're very sad to see him go. So I'd just like to thank Mr Harris for the work that he's done for us at Banff Academy. His successor, Miss Logan, will be starting with us shortly, and we'll look forward to seeing her start. But thank you, Mr Harris. Thanks everyone for being patient with us over a couple of difficult days last week. I feel the school has calmed down somewhat now, and I can just reassure everyone it is a safe place to be. And I'm looking forward to listening to all of those acts of random kindness this week. Have a good week, everyone, and I'll talk to you next week.